beautiful day. The sun is shining. Like, directly in my eyes. I can't see shit. That's okay. Who needs to see stuff to play Spelunky 2? I can play this game with my eyes shut. Easy. Easy. Alright. Just got my online shopping in. Hence the background. Sorry about that. And the coffee is on. Oh, the music's off. No, can't play Spelunky with the music off. I do normally play Spelunky with music off, actually, just because I normally listen to my own stuff. But I'm not doing that now because copyright. And also, it's got a good soundtrack. I'll say that the soundtrack to Spelunky 2 is good, but not as consistently banging as the soundtrack to Spelunky 1. That said, the Ice Caves still has the best track. Like that funky, jazzy thing is just awesome. Okay, daily challenge. Let's go. Let me just... Alright. I like Sloffy. Just because I like sloths. They're kind of dope. I'm going to pause at some point to grab coffee. But while that coffee's brewing, let's get into it. By the way, I screwed up last time. And all the audio was doubled. Hopefully that won't happen again. Hopefully. Let's see. Okay, let's go. Yeah, no, the sun's actually shining directly into my eyes, which is not what I would hope for. So normally I wouldn't vote for Monty, but I'm voting for Monty and a ghost pot. I'd say that's a worthwhile investment. That's a decent return. Yeah, I'm Monty. Hang on, this is actually... Yeah, okay. So, I haven't managed to make it past, what's his name? Spiny Boy. Sonic Wannabe. Quill. I haven't managed to make it past Quill yet. Lack of progress. But you know what, actually, let's just, fuck it. That should be fine. That should hopefully be fine. Add a bit of, excitement. There we go. Okay. 1-1 down, no lives lost, 1 game, got some money. I got coffee. Nice. This is the one. I can feel it. This is going to be the one. Just gonna... Oh yeah. Oh yeah, boy. Lovely. Alright. Alright. Let's go. No, I'm not sure about the spectacles. They're not super crap item. Just because the Ujat Eye, yes, it duplicates its functionality. Oh, what the fuck? No, 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 no. Oh, that was bullshit. That was bullshit. Oh, I hate that. The Wumpy Punchy boy punched the turkey, and the turkey guy, because he's got no sense of fucking cause and causality, just decided, oh yeah, I did that. I was responsible for that. That was my fault. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I've just started my coffee. It's 10 to 10. I'm gonna start a cheeky non-daily run here. Just because that was bullshit. That was utter, unconcentrated, pure bullshit. Oh, genuinely quite upset. That's ruined my day. It doesn't actually. All is good in love and Spelunky. Yeah, I mean, it's bullshit, but also Spelunky. You know, it's part of the it's part of the experience, is what you're supposed to say. This is actually like an interesting point with roguelikes. Should it be possible? Because, you know, the whole thing with roguelikes is chance plays a factor, but it's not the factor. You know, you should be able to play incredibly well, and that doesn't necessarily guarantee you that you will have a decent run. Sometimes you will just get screwed over, as seen here. But it's not about guaranteeing anything, it's about stacking the odds in your favour. But yeah, I guess the contentious point is, in a roguelike, should it be the case that if the player does everything perfectly, they win, or should there regardless still be an element of luck involved? An interesting game in this regard is Noita. I don't know if you guys know Noita. It's another roguelike. Oh, you didn't see anything. This is still the same run. I'm doing well. This is still the same run. It hasn't ended. I didn't just die there. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. So Noita, it's like kind of a classic 2D platformer roguelike, except that everything is simulated, which is as much of a nightmare as it sounds. Like, Spelunky 2 works because there's not much in the way of simulation. You've got basically basic 2D physics, but even then the 2D physics is quite sort of cheated and quite I'm just going to turn down the audio here. Quite hard-coded, which is good. It just makes everything as predictable as possible. You know, enemy AI is super basic. Like, you can't really call it AI because it's just sort of like one or two if statements. But that's all exactly what you want, because it means that everything is fuck. Everything is fucked. Everything is very predictable, which increases the chance that when something bad happens, it's your fault for not predicting it. Like just now, I could have technically predicted that. I could have been like, oh yeah, I know that Yang, the turkey fetish dude, hates it when turkeys get hurt, and currently a turkey is being punched by a punchy boy nearby, and Yang's totally gonna hold me responsible for that unfairly. I should get the fuck away. I could have predicted that. Granted, that's one of those sort of like more bullshit synergies between systems, which is harder to predict. And you know, if I had just popped down there at the second when I hadn't seen the turkey yet, then it would have been 100% fuck. What am I doing today? What the hell is wrong with me? Oh, and then it would have been 100% bullshit and unpredictable. But like, I will say, Spelunky 2 has tried its best to lower the percentage of bullshit deaths. Ah, shit. But yes, so the thing with Noita is, it's obviously a lot less precise and controlled than Spelunky, because, you know, here you've got, sure, the terrain is destructible here, but that is something which rarely happens, and even then it's all sort of like regular grid-based. In Noita you have like sands, you have lava which actually flows around, and all of this stuff which behaves predictably to the degree that you'd sort of expect it to behave, but there's just so much, you know, every pixel is simulated, whereas here, sort of every, at most, every block is simulated. It's a grid-based level here. Ooh, that could be an interesting run down there. And with Noita, yeah, so with Noita, also, you have wands, and wands, they have a bunch of systems which sort of interact, and you can basically program your own weapon, which is a neat and complex system. And these wands can be found in the level, and you also have enemies in the level, and some of these enemies can pick up the wands and use them against you, which is cool until there's a random enemy who you haven't even seen yet off screen who picks up a nuke wand. Yeah, there are wands which launch nukes. So there's a random enemy off screen who picks up a nuke wand and just nukes your ass, and you haven't even seen him, and you just died for no apparent reason. And that is a point where the community's actually really divided whether something like that should be allowed to happen in a roguelike. Because, like, you know, generally with game design, if a tree falls, the player, and that tree falling has impact on the gameplay, then the player has to be involved with that tree falling somehow. Like, it has to be the case that, okay, maybe a enemy is pushed over that tree because when the player didn't kill the enemy quickly enough, or something like that. There has to be a feel of causality, of influence over the game. And when you die through no fault of your own, it's like, it's hard for the player to then think, okay, what have I learned from this death? Crap, why did I do that? How can I make sure this doesn't happen again? When they're just sort of sitting there, just like, what the fuck just happened? Why did I just get nuked out of oblivion? But then a lot of players genuinely seem to enjoy it. They're like, lol, you've been noited. Obviously, it helps that often well, I was going to say it helps that the game length isn't that long, but the thing with Noita is, Noita's sort of an open world game. Like, it seems like a level-based game at first, but it's actually open world, and you can actually have runs which last anywhere to, like, fuck. I suck today. I want to have at least one run, or at least make it out of the caves, because this is embarrassing. Yeah, Noita, you can have a run which lasts upwards of 3 hours. You know, there are some streamers who will, you can even travel into parallel universes and stuff like that. You know, you have a world, and the world has borders, but if you manage to work your way through the borders, you can actually then complete one world and work your way through the border, and then complete the parallel world, and all of this kind of stuff. And in this regard, like, it is possible to play for 3 hours and then just be nuked out of oblivion through no fault of your own, which is either just crap game design or just, like, I guess, brutal game design. Like, it's like, you know, it could be defended by saying, like, oh yeah, this is, you know, just like it's just like in real life, and to a certain degree that is true. Like, one of the things I like about roguelikes is, you know, traditionally in a normal, like, linear game, you will have everything perfectly tailored to make sure that the challenge is just right, generally. Whereas in real life, of course, it's not always like that. Sometimes it's harder, sometimes it's less hard. Sometimes you're on top, sometimes you've got an advantage, sometimes you're horrendously underpowered. You know, also sometimes in life you start out and you just have the best items, and life is easier because of that. Sometimes you have a run where you're given no items and you have to work twice as hard. In roguelikes it's called starting out with good RNG, in real life it's called having privilege. It's not perfectly fair. And that's one of the things I like about roguelikes. And also in real life you can do everything right. You can, you know, work your way up from nothing, and then accidentally be hit by a car. I really would not wish that on any... Jesus Christ, what the hell is wrong with me? I would not wish that on anybody, but to put it in blunt terms, shit happens. There is no sort of order to the chaos. As much as one might try their best to interpret something like that, it can't really be interpreted consistently, because there isn't really any. And one might argue that having a nice run in Noita, spending 3 hours going to the parallel universes, getting all of the items, getting completely overpowered, and then getting a nuke to the face and instantly dying, is akin to that. Is akin to, you know, leading a good life, doing everything right, being a good person, and then just accidentally being in the wrong place in the wrong time. Of course, I understand why people are pissed, because most people play video games to escape from all of that shit. Most people play video games so that they, specifically because they then have a nice little sort of safe space, little play area where challenges are perfectly met, where one can almost simulate the feeling of overcoming fuck. I'm playing shittily. Where one can almost simulate the feeling of overcoming challenges and engaging, but in a safe, premeditated, completely artificial controlled environment. And of course roguelikes are still that, they are still controlled, just looser. They're controlled via probabilities as opposed to definiteness. Anyway, so on the question of Monty, that's just bad placement. Sorry, what did you expect to have? On the question of, is it shitty game design if a player can just get insta-killed through no fault of their own? I have no answer. The thing is, most people, after getting instant-killed in Noita, or after getting killed because of some bullshit triggering the shopkeeper in Spelunky, they do generally replay the games. So that doesn't necessarily mean that people continue playing because they got insta-killed. Like, in reality, like, I can imagine a lot of people do then sort of, in that scenario, rage quit and then have to come back to the game. But again, is that necessarily a bad thing? I mean, like from a purely, you know, from a traditional sense, of course I'd say, yeah, that's a bad thing, that shouldn't happen. If a player rage quits your game, woo! Okay, parallel level 2. This is a better start. Now let's see how we fuck it up this time. Of course, like, yeah, my natural instinct would say, if a player rage quits your game, then you fucked up making that game, and something needs rebalancing. But there is a certain breed of self-loathing, masochistic gamer, which to a certain degree includes myself, who, when they die to some bullshit death, I don't know, it's kind of funny. It's kind of, lol, shit happens. Also, this is a good run so far. Let's try not to fuck this up. Let's see. I didn't change my title. Death and disappointment. Alright, so I just realised the title of this stream was incorrect. I'm not sure if that even updates now, or if that's just too late. Oh well, I don't think anyone's watching anyway. That's okay. I might not like these. But anyway, like, I think my main goal here is just to survive and not lose this run. Because I've been gifted by RNG with a lovely set of items. I don't want to waste that. Fuck's sake. Also there's sacrifice potential here. If I can get Monty down, sacrifice him, then I can get already a lump of royal jelly. There's also the thing up there. I don't know, I'd have to cook bombs. Like, trigger bombs, pick them up and then throw them at exactly the right time, otherwise I risk blowing myself up. And I don't want to take too many risks with this run, because I've just lost a couple of runs in stupid ways. And I don't want to lose this one too. I don't want to do it.
Right. Okay, on you. Oh, you mother... Right, I'm gonna have to start harvesting blood. Yeah, it's blood harvesting time. Feed me! Feed me! Feed me, Sigma. Feed me all night long. Right. You have blood. Give it to me. So, if anybody's wondering why I'm feeding harvesting blood, the parlor gives lives through little blood particles. I'm also being careful to at least not jump people's heads, at least the first time, because I have the spike shoes, which insta-kills most of these enemies here. And you get more blood by whipping and then... Okay, I'm back on 5 lives now. I'm a little safer. I can just kill enemies normally. Okay, well we made it to the first boss, which isn't much of an achievement. Like, I am normally at the stage where I can consistently, get at least past this first boss. But again, I still haven't done that in the dailies. But now is the time. I say now is the time, but this isn't actually daily. I am disappointed. Okay, I think I'll kill the boss. I want to go to Volcana. I want to go to Volcana. Please, will we say Volcana one day? Sure, honey. We'll go to Volcana. Well, that was sad. I do normally get beyond this level. I just... not on stream, apparently. Anyway, thank you for watching, or not watching. Do I have viewers? Anyway, if I have viewers, thank you for watching. It's been an honor dying for you. Boy.